Welcome to this short video on how to manage worries about returning to work. Lockdown affected us all in different ways. It changed our routines, schedules, childcare and working arrangements, ability to socialise, and a vast majority of people were forced to work from home or subsequently furloughed. With the lockdown easing, many organisations have to consider adjustments to the way that work is currently done in order to comply with the government's safety regulations. According to the CIPD, more than 2/5 of UK workers are anxious about the prospect of returning to work. You might be feeling anxious because you don't know what the future holds, or frustrated because you have to commute into an office again. Everyone's circumstances will be different, but at the end of the day, it's very natural and normal to feel uncertain about the process of transitioning back to work, and hopefully this video will give you some quick tips on how you can manage some of these worries. As you get ready to return to work, you might be feeling more anxious than usual, so here are some ways that can help you manage your worries. Write down your worries. Make a list of things that you feel worried about, like travelling to the office. The purpose of this list is to acknowledge your worries, but then allow you to return to what you're doing. Often we can get stuck ruminating about our worries and assuming the worst, and this can take us away from the present moment, which impacts our productivity and affects our mood. It might also be helpful to make a note of what happens when you get anxious, or what situations cause you to feel that way. This can help you to spot patterns and triggers. Create a worry period. Set aside specific time to focus on your worries and limit this to no more than 30 minutes. Work through your list of worries and sort it into things you can deal with and problem solve now and things you'll need to come back to later. Be realistic here and accept that you can't always control or predict everything. Don't waste time on what-if questions and what might happen scenarios. Doing this exercise can help you to feel more in control and less overwhelmed by your worries. You can also challenge anxious worries and thoughts by having an internal dialogue and asking yourself these kind of questions. What's the evidence that this thought is true or not true? Is there a different way of looking at the situation? Is the thought helpful? For example, you might have a worry that if you take public transport, you might catch the virus. This is a justifiable worry, but imagine you then start assuming the worst, that this is inevitable, and if it happens, you won't be able to work, you'll lose your job, and you won't be able to pay your bills. It's important here to challenge your assumptions. So instead, you might say, does everyone who catches public transport immediately get the virus? Or does everyone who gets the virus get so ill they can't work? The correct response here is no, they don't. And so you might instead think, there's a chance I could get the virus, but I'll make sure I travel at less busy times and follow all safety precautions so that way I'll be at low risk of getting sick. So the more we challenge these intrusive thoughts, evaluate them for accuracy, and reframe them to be more positive and helpful, worries can become easier to manage, and over time this process will become automatic. You can gradually confront feared situations by exposing yourself to them, as opposed to avoiding them. This will ultimately improve your sense of confidence, which can help reduce your anxiety and worries. Anxiety-provoking situations can help you learn through experience, either that nothing terrible is inevitable, or that the intrusive thoughts are manageable. For example, you may be scared of commuting to work. So you might start to prepare yourself by getting used to wearing a mask and gradually going outside or to the shops at quiet times until you feel ready to use public transport. The first time you go on a tube, train or bus, perhaps take someone with you and make conversation to keep your mind focused. This process will help to build your confidence over time and help you to reduce the feelings of anxiety. Talk to someone about your worries. Every person is unique, so they will experience things differently. Just remember that it's normal to feel worried, scared, or helpless at times, especially in the current situation. It's okay to share your concerns with those around you, and doing this might also help them. But ultimately, talking to people can help you to troubleshoot and problem solve some of your worries. Practice mindfulness and relaxation exercises. Mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing attention on the moment-to-moment experience. The way we think and the content of our thoughts affects how we feel and act. Being aware of when our thoughts get captured by regrets of the past or the worries of the future, and being able to disengage from that automatic way of thinking can be really helpful when managing stress. You can also try relaxation exercises like calm breathing or deep muscle relaxation, which are mind-body exercises that activate your rest and digest system, which can reduce stress, anxiety, and panic, and can improve sleep. And make sure to do things that you enjoy. In our busy and sometimes chaotic life, it can be easy to forget to do the things we enjoy. But focusing time on your favourite hobby, relaxing or connecting with others can help you to switch off and keep anxious feelings at bay. Some things that you can do before returning to work. Maintain a routine. Establishing a clear routine, especially if lockdown has disrupted it or you've been out of routine because of furlough or slow work, is a stable part of preparing yourself to go back to work, as it will make you feel more prepared and in control. Try to think about the current situation and your work and plan and prepare ahead. Is there anything that would help you work better? Do you know what to expect upon your return? Ask your employer what adjustments have been made to create a safe work environment. It's also helpful to think through and visualise your first day at work. For example, how will you get into the office? Is there anything different about the workplace? For example, a different entry and exit points? Who will be there? Do you need to do things differently in order to get your work done? Planning ahead will help you again feel more prepared and comfortable. Take time for self-care. This might be doing things like taking a bath, watching your favourite TV show, or practicing yoga or meditation. But essentially, it's anything that helps you switch off from the things that cause you stress or worry. Exercise and a balanced diet will also contribute to better mental and physical health and can positively influence stress levels. Talk and connect. It's important to keep in touch with your colleagues and your manager. You don't always have to talk about work. Sometimes having that regular conversation will help you feel more connected. Especially since everyone was affected by lockdown differently, sharing your experiences can help others to understand and enable you to support each other better. Have a conversation with your manager about returning to work. Use this as an opportunity to raise any concerns or questions you have. Sometimes it's not possible to solve a problem in the way that you would like, but hopefully you can find a solution that works for both of you. And finally, take things slowly and one step at a time. It's important that you don't put pressure on yourself and take things slowly and accept that uncertainty and uncomfort is inevitable. But take each day and week at a time and give yourself a break. The key takeaway points from this session are that it's natural to feel worried and anxious. Be aware of your worries. Don't take a one-size-fits-all approach. In order to do this, you need to experiment with different techniques to see what works best for you. Thanks for watching this short video on how to manage worries about returning to work. For more of these videos, you can visit our YouTube channel. Just search for Thrive Mental Wellbeing in the search bar. Finally, if you haven't already, make sure you download the app. There's over 100 hours of content to help you manage stress, build resilience, manage worries, and prevent mental health conditions. Thanks for listening.